I want to know, do you really believe the Springboks are going to win?
100%.
Based on what? Don't tell me about stats and data. You've been watching the games?
Yes.
Okay.
In our first discussion, we spoke of the Springboks and the selection of the squad and the captain and the nation behind and the togetherness of everybody amongst all the we have here at the moment. I think there's a force of nature behind them in this World Cup that is unstoppable. I think we've got a small company. We 150, 60 people on a Friday.
Jeez, is that a small company?
It's a small company. We're planning to build a big company. So
snap.
We're trying our best. Just to see the camaraderie, just to see the way that people elevate the Springboks. Vince, just before we started speaking, mentioned the uncle. Sia walks out of the airport. The uncle with a beer says, "Yeah!" And then the 700 people that descend upon him and his family. And you mentioned something that either he's very trained how to be this way, or it's just going over his head.
Yeah,
that he's actually
he doesn't connect to what's happening.
He's actually an idol in our country currently. But whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. It's that something you can't put your finger on with this team. I believe in the timing that the Springboks are unstoppable. No one can stop them. Not from here on.
And you said if they beat France, the World Cup is theirs.
It's done.
They're going to bulldoze in the semis. They might meet Wales again.
That's fine. I think they will. Honestly, I think they will. But if they beat France...
I don't even know if they're playing Wales again. I'm not sure how the matchups are for the semis.
If they beat France in France, and France is good.
They're the number 2 country in the world.
They're very good. They're playing very well. The amount of confidence in that team is just going to be...
Will they not be trained?
No.
We lost Malcolm Marx. We lost Magazole Mapimpi. Do you not think we might lose some key guys in this game?
No. I think the ability to lead, our leader is what separates us from the rest.
Which leader?
Sia.
It can't just be Sia. You know the leadership at the box, Sia being at the front. Rassi, Jacques, Eben, Dwayne. There's amazing leaders next to Sia.
No problem. I hear you. And they all play a part. But when that whistle goes, and you bleeding here with me, and your name is Sia, and I can see you're giving 100%.
Yeah.
And you are elevated above everybody else.
Sure.
By the media, by what I've seen every day. You show up early, you out-train, you play injured, you make magic, you sweat, you cry. I'm going to give you 400%.
Sia's an amazing leader, man.
Yeah.
Like, he came back very early from injury. We didn't think he was going to play well. Yeah. He was crazy. You know, I thought after the last World Cup, this thing of being a celebrity was going to go to his head. I really did. Signed by Rock Nation. He's meeting international sportsmen. He's an ambassador of every other product in this country.
Yeah,
I was like, you know what?
Whenever you go on IG, it's just Mercedes.
He's not going to show up at practice. He's going to be like, guys, look, I had to shoot an ad. I had to show you, like, okay, I thought he was going to drop, and young kids were going to kick him out of his position. The guy literally leads from the front, and it's been special. It's been really, really special to see. And I think it's one of the things about rugby players people don't know, the humility. All real rugby players are not about flash. I mean, you could listen to someone who's a flashy player like Cheslin Colby, because when he's on the field, he dances around everyone. But if you listen to him in interviews, the humility and the focus on family and spirituality, it's I'm so glad it never got to his head.
So
it makes me very happy.
So on Rassi and
Coach Jacques, they call him Coach Jacques
and on
press releases, press conferences.
On the influence they have, it takes many people to build a championship team. I agree.
Yeah.
And everybody's as important. No problem. I agree. I'll walk that walk. Viva. A leader that can show the team, I'm all in. I will put my body through anything. I don't care. If I get injured and I'm out, I'm going to give my best.
Yeah.
At the time when it's most required is inspiring. More than a coach can. Because a coach tells you, you can do this. You can do this. If you do this, a leader like Sia says, I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to show you. This is what we're doing.
France and South Africa, so Intermac, Dupont, I think they're the best halfbacks in the world. Intermac got injured before the World Cup. Antoine Dupont fractured his face. He's been cleared, I think, to train. I'm not sure to play now. And even if he plays, you're playing against the Springboks who are very physical. Do you want to take that chance? I'm not really sure. But you spoke about Sia and dying on the field. Maybe Dupont's going to be like, I also want to die on the field. Give me a chance. He is currently the best rugby player in the world. And it's being played in France. They want their golden boy there. The whole of the Northern Hemisphere wants their golden boy there. The whole of world rugby. If France is going to lose to the Springboks, they're like, even if he's injured and even if he plays 15 minutes, we want Antoine to be there. We want him to be a part of that history where they lost. Or if they win, we want our golden boy to be there, to be one of the people that beat the Springboks, the defending champions. Because the Springboks are the defending champions currently. Based on form, I think it is really tough. To be fully honest, I think it is really tough. But France with a fully fit Antoine Dupont is marginally better than the Springboks. Marginally better. If he's injured and not really in form, I don't know how strong France is without him. Brilliant with the boot. Brilliant. Really great team, and they dazzle. They play with flair. But like you said, the Springboks are a force of nature. And we don't know who's going to be starting. They've shown now 7-1. We've got a second team that's not really a second team. We can take a scrum off and put him on wing. And now all of a sudden is Williams better than Arendse. We lost Magazole Mapimpi, so sad. But then we brought in Lucanio. You're like, no, man. Malcolm Marx goes home. Dion Fourie starts a game. He becomes man of the match. You're like, this is not fair.
We've got depth.
This is not fair. We've got depth. So I'm not sure. Do you start Money over Handré Pollard? So right now, we don't know if Lucanio Am's going to play any of the games. Because the first team, as far as we know, is Damien Dialende at 12 and Jesse Kriel at 13. Even though on form, Andre Esterhuizen and Keenan Moody are better. But our starting centers are those guys.
The strategy. Okay.
Lucanio Am has been the best 13 in the world. Never mind for the Springboks. Do you take him out of injury and you kill loyalty and consistency and start him ahead of Jesse Kriel and even Moody? Now, that's tough because now the team is going to be like, but coach, we've been playing with these guys. But now, do you put Am on the bench when there isn't space for backline guys on the bench? You want forwards on the bench, maybe a 7-1.
Yeah.
If not a 7-1, maybe a 6-2. If it's a 7-1, who do you put as the backline? Is it a scrum off, Kobus Reinach? Or do you put Handré Pollard or Mani Libbok? If it's a 6-2, okay, now we can maybe put Mani or Handré and then maybe a scrum off.
Yeah.
So it becomes tough. Now the debate becomes, the game that you want to play against France, do you want to play an open game, scoring tries? By all means, Mani Libbok. By far the better open play fly half. By far. Everyone knows he's been the informed fly half in South Africa for the past 2 years. Not as secure with the boot, sadly. If you're playing a tight game, we don't really know if Pollard is as reliable with the boot. We know he has been in the past, and especially in the last World Cup final against England. He was on song, boy. So if it's going to be a tight game, kicking, poles, you're going to be like Handré because we're planning to play a tight game. Then Mani maybe comes off the bench. Once we've bruised and battered them, he's going to come and dance around and feed the guys outside, and we're going to murder them with tries, which happened in the last final with England, where Colby and Mapimpi were scoring because Pollard just kept applying the pressure. Owen Farrell tried to match it up, but we were just better. And then once we murdered them, So if we're planning to start with flash, start Mani, you put Handré on, so that if it becomes a tight game, you like take Mani off, put Pollard to kick. Mani also looks like the Pollard pressure is helping him. Because now all of a sudden he's kicking well.
Yeah.
So we like having that. Because of, again, consistency and team loyalty, you'd want to start Money because he's been the first choice 10. Misses 1 kick, misses 2 kicks, take him off. Slotting the kicks, keep him on.
I like it.
And then have Henry on backup. But if he misses 2 kicks,
Take him off.
take him off. And I'm putting money on France to beat the Springboks based on home ground advantage, passion, and injured Antoine Dupont wanting to make history for his nation. France has gotten close in the past. There was a time when they slayed the All Blacks. For guys like Freddie Michalak, Rougerie, Yashvili, and all the legends, I know they're going to be there. They're going to be hitting their French boy and being like, whatever it takes, we're here. You're at home. Do it for our home. So, geez, that's going to be tough.
So all my money on All Blacks. I'm joking. The Springboks. And if they lose Sunday, I won't be able to watch the rest of the games because I'll smash my TV.
Bobby, thank you very much. Guys, please enjoy the quarterfinals. Let's watch the game in good spirits, man. You know, for the benefit of rugby. If you and your dad are fighting each other, you know, don't get too sour. Buy the guy a beer or get him some biltong if his team loses. But it's all for the love of the game.
Go see ya.